Hi guys, let's get started with a radial name design project. This has been one of my favorite projects to do at 4th grade level because whatever you do, as long as you do the correct symmetry in it, it always turns out pretty neat. And there's always a lot of certain things that turn out that you wouldn't normally think would turn out. So here we have one from a few years ago. This one was by Jaden Halupnik, and you know, you can't read it from there probably what it says, but it has Jaden that comes across here, and it turns into this just kind of a magnificent design that all goes together, and if done well with coloring, it looks amazing. So here's a good example right here of a radial name design. You'll have your paper in front of you today. We're going to do a little bit of folding to get started. Step one, you're going to fold it in half. And since it is a square, it doesn't really matter which way because it's the same. When folding, make sure you line it up carefully. And then I like to press it this way while holding that in place. Okay. We're going to open it up, and then we're going to fold the other way. Lining up carefully first before you crease it, and then pressing there, holding that in place, smoothing that out. Open that up. Next, I'm going to fold one corner to the other corner. I'm going to take this one here, line it up first, and I like to just kind of pinch it down using the table, and I push it this way, and it should be pretty close to being on the edge there. And sometimes it might be a hair off, like this one's just a hair off. That'll still be okay. Open that up, and you're going to now do the other way, the other corner. And then you're going to open it up. Once you get to this point, you should have a line that comes down this way, and then makes an X in the middle. So it's like a T and then an X. Okay? Let's get started with designing our first triangle. So it doesn't really matter which one you do to get started, but you're working in one of these triangles. So I'm going to choose this one right here to do a name. And I'm just going to choose my last name. For you guys, I want you to choose your first name. You could do your last name, but I would probably do your first name. Okay? And the triangle goes right here. You probably can't see it on the video, but I'm going to make a little line here. You don't have to do this part. I'm just going to make a little line here so you can see where I'm going to do a design. I'm going to use some block lettering when I do my design, and I'm going to do my last name Valesky. So I start off this, and I'm using a pencil to do this. And I like to have it so it goes all the way from one side to the other because they'll connect eventually. And when I do this, I'm going to press a little bit harder, and I even go over it a couple times to make it thicker because we're going to actually press this on the other side. It's going to print it. Alright, I'm going to do O. It's a little bit different for this one. L. Make sure you like your design before you begin and you start doing all this work because this is going to be something we're going to do over and over again. It's V-O-L. E is going to maybe fit in here. Okay, that kind of ran off here. Now I have to be creative with what I do in this area here. So maybe I do a little bit smaller. Maybe I go like this. Maybe it goes like that. And then I need a K and a Y. That Y got really small there. Okay. So there's my name in the, right there. You could do other things in there. This is one I did the other year. I wasn't quite finished with it, but it does. I wrote my name Valesky. I started on the inside and worked my way out. You could also work the other way, from the outside into the middle. It kind of really works however you want. You could also do like a star in there, or other little smaller things to kind of add to it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to print it. So I'm going to print this triangle into this triangle. To do that, I'm going to fold it over, and on the back side here I'm going to trace it. So I go over top of it on the back, and I can see through it. I can't see through it great, but I can see through it. And I'm actually going to go over it a couple times, and you're going to see that it actually will print on the other side. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I'm actually looking at those lines and I'm trying to go over top of it. You don't have to be as neat with this part because we won't actually see it. This will be a part that we won't see later on. And there's my Y right there. And let's see if it showed up on the other side. Okay? Let me see if you can see that. Okay? You might be able to see it's really light. It's not going to be really dark. So what you'll need to do then is just kind of go over this again a little bit more to make it look better. Or you could wait till the end if you can see it, if you kind of see it, and just when you do the Sharpie parts, you could wait till that part of it too. It's really up to you. But I like to go over it twice just so I can see it really well. Going here. See, that goes here. Okay. So I did make a little mistake there. I could erase that up. Okay. So next I'm going to print this whole area here onto this side here. So what I'll need to do is fold it over this way, and I might even need to go back on top here to do that again. So I'll have to press on here again, and that should be printing on top of there. Okay, as you can see, it's starting its pattern here. And you want to work your way all the way around. I'm going to continue working on mine here, and to save some space I'm going to just stop it here at the end. Put it up.